Alright, so hello everyone. So in this video I'll be talking about my Google interview experience. So let me just write that here. Yes. So I'll be talking about my Google interview experience. So just to give you an idea, this was way back in 2022. Uh, so alright, so I graduated in 2022. So this was my graduation year and I was in my 8th semester when a recruiter from Google reached out to me for the interview. So like I received a phone call by an HR from Google, and they informed me uh, regarding my interviews. They asked me if I'm ready to interview. I did ask for some time, but actually I think around that time some hiring freeze and everything were going on, so they were keen on doing the process as quickly as possible. So I just received 1 week to prepare. And honestly, that was my placement season as well. Like, I was already placed by the time and I was already interning at my current company, but still maybe some little more time would have helped. But anyways, I received 1 week to prepare. So yeah, like 1 week later I had my interview scheduled. So I'll just give you a brief about how each round went, and also I'll tell you about my result at the end. So yeah, so like in first round, like okay, so all of my rounds, like I had 4 rounds, so all of the rounds were on the same day. So I was initially told that there will be 3 different rounds. So round one, round one was a very easy round. Like, I don't know, uh, but it felt really easy to me. Now I'm not, allowed to give you the exact questions, but it were very easy. Suppose array-based implementation questions. Nothing much, nothing much. Just simply this. Like, it was so easy that I was thinking that when the interviewer is asking me questions and asking me to code that up, this was actually a base to some other question, but it was not. Like, they just asked me 2 questions. Like, he just asked me 2 questions and it was done, and it was really easy. I didn't even realize that the round is over. Okay, but I believe I got a strong hire or a higher. Like, strong hire, maybe 80% chances I have received a strong hire, 20% chances of receiving a higher. Okay, so yeah, after this I had my round 2. Like, immediately I received a call from my HR that okay, we are scheduling the round 2. I said yeah, let's do it. So round 2, it was a graph question, uh, you know and like, luckily, this 1 week which I had revised, like, basically gone through graph algos only. And like, I had followed Striver's graph series, which is the only series you require for you know your your graph preparation for interviews. So I had solved the Striver's playlist, like, completely, and I had understood graph, like the major algorithms, BFS, TFS. This mostly comprises 70% of your graph. So yeah, so the question I was easily solvable using BFS. I remember I used BFS. You have to explain the time complexity and everything, so I did that. And also I like, there was a follow-up question, like, which was based on multi-source BFS. I was not able to answer it, but I don't think that impacted the interviews feedback. So this was a strong hire, and this I'm very confident in saying, because my HR told me about that I have received very good rating on this, so I believe it is strong hire. Okay, so then came the third round, which like, after these 2 rounds I was actually really happy, because there were supposed to be 2 rounds, 3 rounds. I've already aced 2 of them. But this 3 round, I kind of effed up. I mean, so in this round, uh, in this round, TP question was asked to me, and I will tell you, it was not a tough question. Like, if you have done the most basic questions of DP, DP on grids kind of questions, you start at a cell, you have to reach some other cell, something like that. It was based on this. Okay, I'm not giving you the exact question, but it was based on this. And I, till this time, like till my 8th semester, I had not done a DP, and this was my biggest mistake. Like, one simple DP question, it was not even tough, like no CP required, nothing. Very basic, very fundamental DP question, and I could not solve it. Like, the moment I heard the question and saw the question, I knew I won't be able to solve it. So like, those 45 minutes felt like 45 hours, honestly. And I was not able to solve it, and I think I received a no hire, maybe a no hire, or I don't know, lean hire also, if it's possible. I am saying no hire. Okay, so yeah, I got a call from my HR that the third interview you have messed up, so we will be scheduling around 4. Are you ready for it? I said, yeah, bring it on. Let's solve round 4. So round 4 was also scheduled on the same day. Now this was at around 8 p.m. Okay, so round 4, I don't know what the interviewer was expecting from me, honestly. Like, it was a very open-ended question. Like, I might be wrong, okay, but till date I do not know what's the answer to that. It's not a simple DSA question, I think so. I may be wrong, but yeah, it was a very open-ended question. It was something like, completely implementing a project. It seemed to me like a project. And I asked him, like, what do you expect from me? So he was like, just write the APIs. But still, like, till date, I believe it was a very big question, very open-ended question, and I thought of doing that project. I have not yet done in last 2 years. So, like, in this, it was almost 1 hour interview round, so 45 minutes was gone on that question. So I did explain him the procedure. I wrote few of the APIs, but I do not know whether he was convinced or not. Okay, I did solve the question. I did tell him my approach and everything. I'm not sure if he was satisfied or not, so that I'm not aware of. But last 15 minutes there was some googliness kind of questions, like, tell me where you see yourself in 10 years, something like that. Like, that was not the exact question, but googliness type questions. You can find that online if you search a little bit. So yeah, 4 rounds were done, and now I did not receive any call from HR, nothing. So after 1 week, I messaged, or I think I emailed my HR regarding the results, like, what about the results? And I received a reply. Like, I did not receive a reply, actually. Okay, so for like for I think a good number of days, I did not receive any reply. And when I received the reply, it was that hiring is freeze, like, hiring freeze. There was a hiring freeze at Google, and I was like, why did you waste my time? So there was a hiring freeze. Now, cut to, why am I sharing this interview experience of 2022 in 2024? Because this January 2024, I received a similar call from a similar company for, if I want to join Google, and they wanted to schedule interviews with me. So, like, I have given my interviews at Google, like, in April. So I do not know what the result will be, and honestly, this time also something similar has happened. I have messed up one of my rounds completely, like, completely. I could not solve a backtracking question, but I do not have the results yet. Although I know the results, I somewhere feel it would be a rejection, but let's be hopeful. But actually, yeah, this call and this interview experience, I thought I'll share this 2024 experience as well, maybe some later video. But for now, yeah, this was about my 2022 Google experience. So overall, like, if I rate interview difficulty, I will say it is medium. I mean, I will not say it is hard or something. Just the basics of DSA. If you are comfortable with the basics of DSA, that's enough. But yeah, okay. One thing which I found tough is, explaining the question. You have to explain, not the question. Sorry, you have to explain the answer. You have to understand the question. You have to code the solution, and you have to code it in the best possible way. You cannot write, you know int I equal to, no, you have to write it in the best possible way, and then you have to debug if there are some issues. If you have to try run, you have to test multiple cases. Then there can be follow-up questions as well. So you have a lot to do under 45 minutes. So what I think is that if you already know a concept, if you're already familiar with the question, you can solve it. But for me, I believe, coming up with a solution to something which I have not solved till date is really tough in those 45 minutes, because it's extreme. That's extreme pressure. You cannot think of new algorithms during those 45 minutes. That is for sure. Like, for me, it is for sure. So yeah, you should be very much prepared. And Google's favorite topics are graph and DP. For me, backtracking also came up when I was prepared with with graph and DP. But yeah, I believe these two are, I think, 80% of times what they ask is graph and DP. No, these are my opinion. This is my opinion. It may be wrong, it may be right, but yeah, I'm saying this based on my experience. And just to, like, if you're having a question in your mind that if I had applied at Google, so yes, of course, I think all of us apply at Google sometime, but I do not know why and when. Like, why did I receive the call suddenly? I do not know that. Maybe they stumbled upon my LinkedIn profile, although it's not that strong profile. I'm not really active on LinkedIn, so I do not know why I got the call. Maybe they were looking for candidates. I do not know why they called me. And even this January, I do not know why I suddenly received a call. And also, this January I got the call, and few days back, like just yesterday, I think, I was going through my mail, and I was clearing up my inbox, and I saw the same interviewer had mailed me on December as well. I didn't see the mail, and I had kind of ignored the HR. Sorry, not the interviewer, the HR. So yeah, okay. So then they found out my phone number, or maybe, and then they called me on January. So my interview was scheduled on April. It was actually scheduled on March, but then I asked for some extra time because I wanted to brush up on my DP and graph. That's it. Backtracking, I have till date not practiced backtracking much. So this is still an untouched topic to me. 2 years into software engineering, but yeah, never mind. Things are going good. So yeah, this is it about my interview experience. If there is any question, if you want to ask something specific, if I have missed out on something, do let me know. Like, you can ask your question in the comment section, and I will try to answer that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.